And I think that's what LA did for me. Being around just great musicians that, I mean, for me, they just let me play. Like Gouché, he was one of the first people that I met when I moved to LA. So he had a jam that he used to do, I think, twice a month.
Yeah. He was telling us about it the other day.
Yeah, and he invited me to that, and I was so scared to play. I'm like, no, I'm not playing. I'm just going to sit at the bar and watch because Nik West ain't nobody yet, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, Nik West is in the house, come up. So, I mean, he was the very first person that kind of took me under his wing a little bit.
Supported you.
Yeah.
Was that cool?
It was really cool because then, 3 years later, we ended up both playing for Prince.
Yeah.
And we were like at Paisley Park at the same time and, talking about the same thing. He's like, man, when I first met you, you were so wet behind the ears. I'm like, I'm still wet behind the ears,
How did the Prince thing happen?
Okay. 2012. I was watching his video called Rock and Roll Love Affair.
Yeah.
And literally sitting there watching the video on my laptop. And I'm like, whoa, Prince has a new music video and he's actually in the video? Okay, let me check this out. So I took my computer over to my friend's house. I'm in Phoenix. Took the computer over to my friend's house. I'm like, look, Prince is doing something new. And he's just like, yeah, that's cool. He's like, you should be in that video too. And I'm like, that would be nice, huh? That would be cool. I kid you not, my phone kept ringing. I'm like, I don't know who this number is, so I'm not going to answer it.
Not the day.
The same day. It was 11 o'clock at night. I remember the day like it was yesterday.
Have you heard of like visualization? Anyway, that's a conversation for a different time.
But it's true. Yes, this tends to happen to me. It's very strange. But
that's for a different conversation. We don't want to freak everybody out. We don't want to freak everybody out.
Yeah, we don't want to. But
it's go check it out if you're into it. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so the phone's ringing.
Phone's ringing. I'm not answering it. I don't know who it is. And then so I leave my friend's house and I'm like, I got in the car and I was like, let me call this number back. Let me see who this was. So I got ready to call the number back, but then the phone rang again. And I answered it. I'm just like, hello? It's like, hello, can I speak to Nik West? And I'm like, yeah, this is her. I'm wondering who's calling at midnight. Who is this? And then he's just like, this is Prince. And I was like, no, really, who is this?
Yeah.
He didn't respond to that. He didn't even answer my question. He just wanted to know if you wanted to come to Paisley Park and jam. And I'm like, yeah, I wanted to say no.
Why?
Because I wasn't ready. I'm like, every time something big happens for me, I feel like I'm not ready.
Yeah. You want to be like, give me 2 months and then just practice like crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then my mom told me, she's like, serendipity.
Yeah.
When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Yeah.
So you're ready. So just go. So I was like, tomorrow. So he's like, how soon can you get here? I'm like, tomorrow. So he flies me out the next day. But before that, I didn't sleep. Because I'm like, I have to learn all these Prince songs because I only know like 2. And he's going to ask me to play them and I can't look stupid, right?
Did he give you any tunes to learn? Was there any kind of no? You were just, preempting it. You were like,
thinking
I'm just going to cover all bases. Yeah.
Right? So then I go the next morning and I'm playing and everything with the band like... Like I'm playing, just getting crazy, right? And, doing my wild thing like I always do. He hadn't gotten there yet, so I was comfortable. Then all of a sudden the band stops playing and they all start cracking up. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I feel a tap on my shoulder and I turn around and I'm like, oh my God, it's Prince. And so he's just like, okay. Long story short, goes over to the piano and he says, let's play something. I was like, all right. I'm thinking.
Whole band's there?
The whole band's there.
Whole band there.
Well,
yeah. So no pressure.
Part of the band is there.
No pressure.
Yes.
Right.
Part of the band is there. And so I'm like, okay, let's play something. And so he sits down at the piano. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous.
Are you dying
I'm
inside?
cold.
Yeah.
It's cold out there. And so he gets down at the piano and starts playing. And he's just like, do you know Sly and the Family Stone, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself? And I'm just like, yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, but I didn't come here to play that because I learned these Prince songs. I'm assuming you're going to ask me to play Sly and the Family Stone. And he's just like, yeah, okay. I just said that in my mind. I didn't tell him that. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. He's like, all right, come on, let's play it. So I got ready to start playing it, right? He's playing it on the keys, and I freeze. I froze. I just could not play. I was like shaking, and he looks at me, he's like, all right, can you play it? And I'm like, I can't. And he's just like, okay, let's back up. Who's your favorite bass player? And I'm like, well, I like Jocko, I like Marcus, I like James Jamerson. And he's just like, okay. I kind of started rambling on. Yeah. He says, they're all great. But the one you need to really know about is Larry Graham. And I'm just like, yeah, I know Larry Graham. I know Larry. That was all in my head. Yeah. And then he's just like, so I just want you to play that song because Larry played that song. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. He's like, now, if you weren't good at what you do, trust me, you wouldn't be here. I'm not asking you to be Larry. I'm not asking you to be Marcus. I'm asking you to be Nik West. Yeah. That's who you are. You should be able to do that. And I was like, oh.
They make you feel more comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I can do that. I can be Nik West. I'm not Larry Graham. I'm not Marcus. So we started playing the song, right? Right? Started playing it. And he's just like, okay, that's nice. Play it again. So I played it again. And he was just like, all right, give me your bass. This was kind of like the same thing my dad used to do. Yeah. Give me your bass. Let me show you how to play this song. Dad. Yeah. Right. And so he grabs my bass and he's just like, I'm going to show you a variation. Let me show you how Larry did it. He has these really huge hands.
Spades.
Big hands.
Yeah.
And he takes my bass and he just goes...
Like he was playing them sliding fifths.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All of that. And he was like, I'm thinking he's probably going to break my strings.
Oh, really? He was like really whacking it. Yeah.
Yes. And so he's just like, here, now you do it. And I'm just like, you want me to do it? I didn't say that. I just thought it.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on.
There's a lot of that going on. And so I played it. And then I think we played that one song for like an hour.
Really? Yeah. Yes. Just working on the feel and just,
Yes. So we play that song for an hour. And then he leaves the room and he's like, yeah, just keep playing. And so he leaves. He comes back like 30 minutes. Yeah, just keep playing. I'm like, oh my God, but just sitting there with him.
He's like getting you to work on it, right?
Yeah. So and just sitting there with him really taught me something. First of all, how to dig in, how to really be aggressive on my bass. Yeah. And then how to, when you're playing the bass, it's not always about, oh my gosh, I'm going to put this feel here. I'm going to feel every 4 bars. Yeah. It's like, just play the groove and play that same groove until it's like in you, until it's in the floors, until you get like, it's just, everybody's just stomping, foot stomping, Yeah. And I think that literally like turned a lot of the way I was thinking around.
Just that one moment, yeah.
That
so
one moment.
A bit of one of them life-changing moments, yeah. Will you remember that forever, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Playing that groove for an hour.
Yeah.
Same bass line.